There's something of a novelty that I find when I can purchase a great game at a low price. And I was able to do that a couple of weeks ago when I bought the Rare Replay Collection, including Gears of War Ultimate Edition, for $10 at Gamestop. The reason why these 2 discs were so cheap, just $10 for these on Xbox One, was because they were a pack-in title for the Xbox One S at one point, and maybe you can still find those bundles out there now. But I'm not here to talk about Gears of War Ultimate Edition today, or any of the other games I previously covered in my Best Games Under $10 video, which, by the way, if you check out today, those games are even less than $10 now, and are still great games to pick up for the Xbox One. But the Rare Replay Collection is really a collection of 30 games for the Xbox One that previously came out on other platforms. These range from the Xbox 360 all the way back to like arcade machines and just really old school games in this collection. Now, the really early games like the 80s ones are not ones I'm particularly interested in playing, but the ones from Battletoads on forward are ones that I want to give a try. Things like Perfect Dark, Banjo-Kazooie, I've never actually played, though I've always heard such positive things about. And to have the opportunity now to play them as part of the Rare Replay is just an exciting opportunity for me. In particular, I'm excited to try out the great Nintendo 64 games that Rare released during that era, of which many of them, with the exception of the key ones, Donkey Kong and GoldenEye, are on this disc. Now, I do play Nintendo 64 games from time to time on my original Xbox through an emulator, which is maybe something to talk about in another video, because many of those games do actually run fairly well. But this collection is successful at offering more than just the 30 games in here. In fact, it also offers a snapshots sort of section where you're able to play through short bits of older games that otherwise I would probably have never touched. You see me taking on a few of the challenges here, really as just a way to earn some achievements, because this game is jam-packed with 4,000 gamer score to clean up. But I'm really just playing through these to try and earn some gamer score on these older games that otherwise I would have never taken the time to play. But because of the snapshots and the playlists that they have where you can play through these short bits of the games, I'm willing to give them a try in these little bits. Now, for the more expansive games like the Nintendo 64 ones, the Xbox 360 ones, or Grabbed by the Ghoulies, the only original Xbox title in this collection, obviously those are not available in the snapshots, and you have to play them as a holistic experience. Now, as mentioned, the Xbox 360 games in this collection are technically their own standalone games built into the disc. You can see here when I boot up Perfect Dark that it really just kicks me into a splash screen as though it's booting Perfect Dark like I purchased it off the Xbox store as its own individual game, because there was a remaster of Perfect Dark available for the Xbox 360, and that is the version on this disc. It is not the Nintendo 64 ROM, though in the case of Conker's Bad Fur Day, that is the Nintendo 64 ROM instead of the Live and Reloaded Xbox original re-release that it saw. The last thing that I think this collection does well is it also adds in these sort of stamp cards that create this entire unlockable system throughout all 30 games. As you see when I completed that snapshot, where I complete certain achievements within any of the individual games, it unlocks a stamp that it puts on my stamp card. I don't need to earn the stamps in any particular order or earn a certain number of stamps from each game. You could earn stamps without ever playing one particular game that you didn't like. Basically what these stamps do is they unlock videos for you. These videos are sort of like short little documentary bits that Rare put together looking at their history as they did for the collection. Now, this is something that had been really cool 20, 25 years ago when those videos might have been locked up in the game and that was the only way to watch it. Now, obviously, if you really wanted to see those clips, you could find them on YouTube, probably in an entire playlist, and you could watch through the entire thing if you were interested in the history of Rare without ever actually playing the game or even purchasing it. However, I've kind of taken myself away from the current age of technology when playing these older games. I don't look up different techniques to use for some of the more difficult games like Battletoad. I'm just trying to play them as though it's my first time playing them and experience the challenge for myself, because many of these older games are particularly challenging, And there are different features like the rewind feature that will help you sort through the fact that modern games are not nearly as challenging as the ones in this collection. And as you move forward into the Nintendo 64 and the Xbox 360 era, I think things get more up to speed with what you would expect today for difficulty standards. So if you were looking for some random game to play, maybe if you're just on a kick where you're trying to get a whole bunch of achievements, I highly recommend you check out the Rare Replay collection. I know it's been out for a few years, which is actually a great thing in this case because obviously that gives you even more nostalgia to feel when you're playing these old games, as well as the fact that this collection is very cheap. On an individual basis, each of these games would be like the cheapest games you could possibly buy for the Xbox One, because I got 30 games for $10, and if you pay close enough attention at your GameStop, you could probably get the one that includes Gears of War Ultimate Edition for the same price. So I mean, why not go for that? This game is also very cheap online to get, and that's just because it was a pack-in title, and there are some people that pulled it out of the box of their Xbox One and never played it once, and they're just trying to just get rid of it for anything because they don't think they're ever going to play it. And I think that that's really a shame. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Bailey, and I will see you in the next video.